Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is a bit of a different video. This is going to be a bit of a discussion video. And today what I want to tackle is the franchise Star Wars. Now if you read the title, it'll say something like, this is what I think about Star Wars, or this is what I think about the future of Star Wars, whatever it is. We're discussing Star Wars and kind of why it's in a lot of the news. Now, of course, Galaxy's Edge is open, which is the new Disneyland thing in Star Wars Land, I guess you can either call it. It's in Disneyland. It'll also be open in Disney World on August 29th. And there's a bunch of other things, right? Disney owns Star Wars, so we have the new Rise of Skywalker film coming out in December, a bunch of new Star Wars video games, but there's a lot of hate on Star Wars, and I get it, you can have an opinion, but a lot of this hate boils down to just stupidity or just not being a fan, I guess. So I kind of wrote a bullet point list of around 12 to 13 things I want to talk about, and basically why I love Star Wars and why I'm a fan, and why I'll always be a fan and I'll always support it. That does not mean that I'm biased towards Star Wars, just keep that in mind. There are some things about Star Wars I do not agree with and that I do not like. However, for the most part, I think to myself that I'm a pretty optimistic Star Wars fan. So the first thing I want to touch on is it's a great franchise. I have a list right here so just don't forget and mess up. It's a great franchise. That's basically rule number one. It's a great franchise. I love it. And I know a lot of people do too for different reasons, but to me, I love the comedy, I love the CGI, I love the action, I love the plot, I love the story, I love the lore about Star Wars. It's friggin' amazing. And that's all I'm going to say about number one. It's a great franchise and I love it. Number two, it has lots of fans. Now, like I said on my other video, if you saw my other video for, it was another Star Wars video, probably for LEGO Star Wars, it has a lot of fans, and then it has real fans. There are some fans who hate Star Wars, who hate what Disney's doing, who hate The Last Jedi, who hate Solo, who hate this, who hate the Ewoks, who hate the games, who hate blah blah blah, the lore, whatever. And I get it, again, you can have opinions, but when you're a fan of Star Wars and you hate it that much, where you're basically blacklisting a franchise that you loved so much when you were a kid or whatever, you're not really a fan, you know, and Star Wars is evolving with the times, and if you can't evolve with it, you should probably get out, essentially. And a lot of people can't conform to this change, and that's the thing. Again, there are fans, and then there are real fans. I'm a real fan. Yes, there are some things in Star Wars I don't like, so again, don't think I'm just like this Star Wars god, you know, who just loves everything. There are some things I don't like, but for the most part, like I said, I'm a real fan. I'm going to stick to Star Wars all the way. And if I don't like something, I'll tell you guys. If I do like something, I'll tell you guys. So that's how that's going to go. There are fans, and then there are real fans. Although I do know for a fact that all my viewers, you guys, you're real fans, right? Number three, great prequels. Now, a lot of people give crap to the prequels for having Jar Jar Binks, for having CGI, for having bad dialogue, bad everything, bad this, bad that, bad that. The prequels are kind of like a wine. And I don't drink. But from what I know about wine, it gets better with age. Sometimes it happens with cheese, too. Star Wars prequels are great. And when they came out in 1999, I was 1 year old. I was born in 1998. And when The Phantom Menace came out, of course I didn't see it when I was 1 year old. I mean, duh. But, you know, I was a kid when I saw Phantom Menace, around 10 so years old. And I loved it, right? But then when I got older, I started to notice some things about The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. There's a lot of CGI. And me, now that I'm a movie critic on YouTube, I tend to look for these things. And you can tell when there's CGI. And boy, the prequels have CGI. Because remember, when the prequels came out in 1999, 2002, and 2005, that was basically the birth of CGI. So George Lucas was really experimenting with that. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. And for the most part, for the prequels, most of it didn't. You can tell it's a green screen. You can tell it's a blue screen. Now, does that mean it's a bad movie? No. I'm just saying that that is something to you know, have in the back of your head. The dialogue is pretty trash. Now, George Lucas did write A New Hope. He did write The Empire Strikes Back, and he did write Return of the Jedi. However, when you go into this film and you're like, well, how could you write so well on those three but then muck up the prequels? And the fact is, he kind of did muck them up when you think about it. He kind of did. There are some moments in the prequels that are amazing. But again, I'm not, you know, the Star Wars god who's saying it's all amazing. Some of the prequels is pretty bad, yeah. The dialogue is pretty trashy sometimes, the sand thing, and there's just some lines that are like, why would you friggin' say that? You know what I mean? And I know it's Star Wars, but still, as a movie critic, you're watching, you're like, the dialogue is pretty shoddy at some points. Again, that does not mean the prequels are bad. I actually love the prequels. I love them all. Sure, like I said, the dialogue could be a little weird sometimes, and the CGI could be a little bit of an overabundance. But other than that, I thought it told the story of the fall of Anakin Skywalker very brilliantly. And again, Jake Lloyd, who played Anakin in the first film, did a pretty terrible job, I will admit, especially when you compare him to like Harry, Ron, and Hermione in the first 2 movies of Harry Potter. You can't change that. So saying that Jake Lloyd was terrible, maybe he was, yeah, but it was also the dialogue. What kid says, yippee? No one says that. Also, Hayden Christensen. He is a good Skywalker, but he's not a great Skywalker. He's very weird in Episode 2. He's kind of a creeper. Episode 3, I love him in Episode 3. Episode 3 is my favorite of the prequels. I think everyone can agree on that. However, Episode 1, 2, and 3 are still great in my opinion. They have really funny moments, really great action scenes, and when the CGI isn't horrendous and the dialogue isn't horrendous, it's actually really well made and really good. Jar Jar Binks, everyone gives crap to Jar Jar Binks. I actually really enjoy Jar Jar Binks. I know, crucify me, I get it. I love Jar Jar Binks. I think he's funny, and no, I would argue that he's not just a children's character because, you know, what child watches Star Wars? Anyway, the whole thing about Jar Jar Binks is, yeah, comic relief, but he also, if you watch the Clone Wars TV show, which I'll get to in a minute, he actually has a really good role, and he's actually a pretty redeemable character. Even though he dies like a bitch, essentially, he just gets killed in Naboo for being a turd. But nonetheless, I love the prequels, and once I review all these films in December, you will see why in each individual film. However, yeah, prequels are great. I love them, even though they have some issues. They have the great originals, New Hope, Emperor Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, they're aged. They don't look too great. I actually have the original versions on DVD before George Lucas mucked them up with CGI and all that. And I love both. I love the originals, and I love the George Lucas touched ones. I really do think that they age well. They don't age perfectly, but they do age well. I will say that pretty good. It's like a half and half with the aging of that. But yeah, it's got great. This is where it all started, man. Great stories, great characters, great action, great humor, great practical effects for the most part. CGI terrible, but it is what it is from when they made it. So you can't really say anything about that. But yeah, I think most people will say that the originals are really cool, and I'll agree with that. They're my least favorite because they're so old, but they're so timeless and so funny, so charming, so action-packed, so awesome that, yeah, no wonder Star Wars is awesome, because it came from those, and they're awesome. The prequels just made them cooler in many different aspects, but what we started with was awesome. The great sequels. Say what you want about Disney owning Star Wars. I think Disney buying Star Wars is the best thing that could happen to Star Wars. We have so many things happening, and I'll get to that in a minute, but Force Awakens is a great film. Say what you want about it, yeah, it is kind of like A New Hope, B for B. Is what it is. That's not really a negative in my opinion. You'll find out when I review it in December. But I love The Force Awakens. It gave brand new characters, a lot of new comedic moments, great action scenes, really cool choreography. For the first time in Star Wars, we have excellent acting across the board. Great CGI across the board. It's like perfect. So, there's this whole thing, oh, it's too Disney. I think that's bullschnoz. Because from the beginning, Disney was Ewoks, or Star Wars was Ewoks. Little teddy bears that destroy the Empire. Little green goblins that lift rocks. So yeah, you have a porg smashing his head out a window in The Last Jedi. So what? Who cares? At least they didn't stop the First Order. So again, the whole argument that this is, too Disney for you, I think that's just retarded. And I hate using that word, but it's true. It's mental. It's insane. It really is. Because it's always been about cute, cuddly creatures. Now, I'm not saying Star Wars is a family-friendly franchise. It is to a degree, but it's not like, for toddlers. It is very silly, it does take itself seriously sometimes, but that's the best part about the sequels. They're silly, they're fun, they're funny, great action, and with The Last Jedi, which I'll review in December, The Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time so far. I will defend that to my death, and I love it so much. And the fact that Rian Johnson, he didn't kill Star Wars. He made Star Wars new again. And again, for those people who couldn't accept that, you can leave. Star Wars is all about change, and it's changing. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'll say more in December when I review The Last Jedi. Now, again, Rise of Skywalker does look amazing. We got our first trailer. It looks friggin' awesome. I believe Comic-Con's coming up soon in about 2 days as the time of posting this video. So hopefully we will get some news about that. We'll have to see. But yeah, leave me a comment below about all these things so far. But it's a great franchise. Lots of real fans and fake fans. Great prequels, great originals, and great sequels by Disney. Next thing I want to talk about is Galaxy's Edge. With Disney buying Star Wars, we have the Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge. Now, say what you want about George Lucas land, whatever the fudge that is. It's fake. Not going to happen. Disney owns Star Wars now. It's all canon. It's happening. Get used to it. So, Disneyland, I have actually never been to Disneyland. As much as I'm a huge Disney fan, we've been going. My family and I go to Walt Disney World all the time. We're gonna be going again soon, so maybe I can vlog or do something from there. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so hopefully, in fact, we're gonna be there when it opens, which is really cool. So hopefully, I can get into Hollywood Studios. Hopefully, I can get into Galaxy's Edge because man, it looks insane. I watched YouTubers like Spokesman and a bunch of other people, go down there. The Woo, Jimmy the Woo, all those guys. I watched them do it and get blue milk, green milk, ride the Smuggler's Run ride in the Millennium Falcon. It's so immersive, and some people are complaining, oh, it's Batuu, it's not a real planet. Well, actually it is. It's canon to the movie universe. So really, when you step into Batuu, when you step into Galaxy's Edge, you're not just stepping into a Disney park. You're stepping into Star Wars land. You're stepping into a piece of movie history that they can use in the future. So that's what's really friggin' awesome about that. It's crazy. I can't wait to go, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's empty, it's a failure, it's a flop. I don't care. I'm a real Star Wars fan. I can't wait to get my butt in there and enjoy the hell out of that park. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. As a real Star Wars fan, again, it looks insane, and I just can't wait to go there. Rise of the Resistance will be opening, I believe, in December in Walt Disney World, and I believe January in Disneyland in Anaheim, California. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I can't wait, and it looks incredible, and I think Disney's doing a great job with it. I haven't even been there yet. Now going on to the comics. I'm not a huge, I'm a huge comic fan, of course. I love Marvel, love DC. I read a little bit of Dark Horse, but I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars comic books, mainly because I don't get a whole lot of them. I have a lot in my collection already, and every time I go to Disney World, I buy some new ones in the Downtown Disney stores. I'm still going to call it Downtown Disney. Don't correct me. I know it's Disney Springs. It's Downtown Disney in my heart. You have all of these comics that they're making for the new movies, right? Force Awakens, Last Jedi. But they're also making comics about Captain Phasma. Yeah, she's dead. We think. I hope. How do you survive that? Captain Phasma, let's just say for this video that Captain Phasma is dead. Right? They're actually making comics about her that expand her lore. So I think for those people saying, oh, Disney's just making comic books and, and expanding the lore to get our money. Well, it's not going to be free. And second of all, we're expanding the lore. What do you freaking want? You're getting more about Captain Phasma. You're getting more about Han Solo. You're getting more about this and that and Thrawn and Cad Bane and all these cool things. The comic books are awesome, and not a lot of people know, but a lot of the comic books are canon to the movie universe, and that's the thing. I'm going to be making a video in the future pretty soon about top 10 or top 15, whatever, franchise pet peeves I have. Now, I'm a positive dude, but that's just going to be a video. One of my pet peeves is that no one knows, or at least not a lot of people know, that Star Wars canon extends to the video games and the comic books and the TV shows and many other things. It's not just the 9 or 10 whatever movies that we have. So the comics are really fun to read, and some of them, a lot of them actually, are canon, and it really does flesh out that movie universe. The animated shows, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm actually working on Season 3 right now. I'm on Disc 4 of that. I love it. I watched Season 1 and 2. And again, I'm about done with Season 3, and it's freaking awesome, man. It's definitely not a kid show. It's for all ages, and it's fantastic. Great action, great humor, great comedy, same thing. Great animation. It's not Season 1 and 2 is pretty shitty. Actually, it didn't look too good. But Season 3, I think, is where the animation gets a little bit better, and that's of course when you see Star Wars Rebels. It looks great. But yeah, Clone Wars is such a good show, man, and it's canon. So it really does. It explains about Darth Maul. He didn't die in Phantom Menace. He's back. Of course, most of us know that now, but yeah, for those of you not knowing, if you don't know for some reason, the Clone Wars animated TV show is fantastic, and it is canon. Star Wars Rebels as well. Not a lot of people love it. They say it's worse than Clone Wars. I'm not going to give my opinion on that yet. I have watched the entirety of Rebels, saw all of it, and I love it. It's a great show. I'm not done with Clone Wars yet, so I'm not going to compare them yet. However, Rebels is a fantastic show. It's a little bit more kid-friendly, but that doesn't mean it's just for kids. It's for everyone still. It's an all-ages show. Really, really cool. Great action. Great storytelling with Ezra and Hera, Zeb, everyone. The great characters. And again, it just expands to the canon and to the lore of Star Wars. So if you have not seen the Clone Wars, you have not seen Rebels, watch them. They're fantastic. Going on to other animated shows like the Lego shows. Lego Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Lego Star Wars The Empire Strikes Out. Droid Tales. Yoda Chronicles. Lego Star Wars The Freemaker Adventures. Now these are not canon, because it's Lego, but they're not just for children. Just like Lego. Lego itself is for all ages. These shows are so funny for all ages. They get you going, and they're so much fun. If you really want to watch something Star Wars and laugh your butt off, you need to watch his Lego videos because they're so good. And the Freemaker Adventures, it's a little funny, but it's more serious, and it actually is a really good plot and really good story. So I highly recommend you check out the Lego Star Wars things as well, because they're for everyone and they're awesome. Going into the video games, we've had Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and of course the reboot Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Say what you want about the new Battlefront games, I love them. I play my first-person shooter games offline only. I know that's weird to you guys, but I play bots only. I love the new Battlefront games. Battlefront 2, the new Battlefront 2 is my favorite. I love the offline modes in that. It's so much fun. And yes, the original Battlefront 2 has a lot more to offer. This new Battlefront 2, in my opinion, looks better, plays better, all that kind of stuff. But I love all the Battlefront games, and they're perfect. They really are. The Force Unleashed games, Force Unleashed 1 and 2, sadly we did not get a third. But as far as I know, George Lucas condemned them canon. I'm not sure if that is still canon with the Disney takeover. I hope so, because Starkiller is freaking badass. I really hope they do something with that in the future. I love the Force Unleashed games. Of course, now we have Jedi Fallen Order coming out in November, which I will be getting for the PS4 and unboxing, reviewing, all that stuff. I can't wait for that. Looks really cool. Say what you want about EA. I think they're nailing it out of the park with this one. But the bulk of the Star Wars games that I think everyone should play are the Lego Star Wars games. Those are my favorite. Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, again, just did a review, just did a walkthrough. Such a good game. I'm working on Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens now, and I love it. Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars, so much fun. And of course, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This game is the ultimate Star Wars experience for Lego fans or for Star Wars fans. If you hate Lego games, buy this game. If you hate Star Wars, probably shouldn't buy this game. But why do you hate Star Wars? It's so much fun, and I haven't even played it yet. I can tell you that. It's going to be so much fun. I haven't seen anything yet. We've seen like a 50-second trailer, that's it. But from all these interviews we've hearing, you can go from planet to planet. You have all 9 movies in one game with awesome graphics. If you love Lego games, like me, and you play all of them and you love them all, get Skywalker Saga. If you love the Lego Star Wars game, get it. If you love Star Wars, get Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. It comes out in 2020. Hopefully we'll get some news on Comic-Con, and I cannot freaking wait. It's going to be fantastic, and I know that people of all ages are going to love it, just like all the other Lego games. It's going to be so much fun. So the video games, yeah, they're canon for the most part, like Battlefront 2 and Jedi Fallen Order. But then you have Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga and the other Lego games that are just so much fun to play for everyone. Of course, we have new content. You know, we're constantly getting new stuff. Rise of the Skywalker, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, Jedi Fallen Order, The Mandalorian, Clone Wars Season 7, there's a new Star Wars show. It's animated. Haven't seen it yet. Looks really cool. Point being with this new content tab thing is that there's so much Star Wars news coming. So if you're a big fan of Star Wars, get excited because we have lots more cool stuff happening. Here's my 11th reason. I'm going to touch more about this when I review the film in December. I love The Last Jedi. It's my favorite. And a lot of people are saying that The Last Jedi killed Star Wars, and I have to disagree with you on every single aspect that they've been saying. A few of my friends have even said, I hate The Last Jedi for this reason, that reason. And while I'm not going to tell my friends you're wrong and you're stupid, I'm going to make a video in December telling you why you're wrong. Respectfully. I'm not going to call you an idiot or a jerk, you know. Oh, you have a different opinion than me? You're a thuck. You know, like I said, there's an opinion, but then there's also just being a moron and not understanding it and not connecting and not understanding the, you know, the fact that we're, you know, going forward in this universe. We have to let go to certain things. Let the past die.
Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to.
So guys, in the end, this is a very, very, very awesome franchise with a bunch of cool things like great prequels, great originals, great sequels, Galaxy's Edge, the comics, animated shows, and the Lego stuff, video games, including the other Lego games, brand new content coming again, like The Mandalorian, like Clone Wars Season 7, like The Rise of Skywalker, and I can't wait for the future of Star Wars. I love it, and again, I will defend The Last Jedi and the prequels. Again, I don't love everything Star Wars. There are some things that I don't like about the prequels, about the new stuff, about whatever, but genuinely, I'm an optimistic Star Wars fan, and I can't wait for the Lego games, the non-Lego games, the future of everything Star Wars. I love it. Please tell me in the comments below what you agree with, what you disagree with, and let's start a conversation, and I will try to, you know, get to all of you guys in the future, very, very near future. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's a little long, but I wanted to make a video talking about why I love Star Wars and what I think of the franchise, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think that, again, Disney buying Star Wars is the best thing that they could have done, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future, and I'm content. I love Star Wars. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.